Only thing we want is what the city approves, and in my opinion, that's the only thing legally they can do here. Now, if they want to go through the entire ULURP process again and try and undo that, which is any property owner's right, well, the chair of the zoning committee is now the state senator. The chair of the land use committee is now, who approved that, is now the borough president of Queens. And one of the council members who approved that plan is now the mayor. So I think hopefully we've got this covered. But we're here today to send to the developer, and if he sells it to any potential developer, ain't gonna happen. All you can do is the 52 one-family detached homes. And as long as we stick to that, we will win in the end. Thank you all for coming out. And my colleague in the assembly, Mike Samano.
It's all right. I've been called worse. It's better than I do. You know, I just want to say, you know, Tony said it all, but let me just say, an issue is only as strong as the community that comes out to support it. And this is like a really good idea of how strongly this community feels about this issue. You know, it kind of boggles the mind when a plan is approved and a plan is set in motion and a cleanup happens. Well, a cleanup happens and then it unhappens and then it has to happen again. But, you know,
whole nother story.
That gives you an idea of what we're dealing with here. You know, I think Al said it best. They're just like 3 words that stick to the plan, right? Stick to the plan. We're not going to accept anything more than 52 homes.
Well, what can we do to make sure that
so let's say
we
this.
say stick to the plan? What do we do?
Let me tell you what a community can do.
Yeah,
you can call your elected officials who are with you already.
Right, that's
well,
right.
your local elected officials are with you already.
Okay.
I would say call your borough president.
That's right.
Get her on board, which I think she was chair of the land use committee, so I assume she is.
Okay.
Call the mayor and tell the mayor we want the city planning commission. Well, you know what?
I'm interested in you.
Okay, then call the city planning commission.
I'm interested in Valone.
Call the city planning commission.
You're the ones who will make it work.
Because ultimately, the city planning commission can say you got to stick to the plan or you don't got to stick to the plan. The city planning commission says you don't have to stick to the plan. I assume we're going to sue.
Absolutely.
Okay, there you go. That was my question.
So, you know, but we don't want it to get to that. We want the city planning commission to hear what the community has to say stick to the plan, stick to the plan,
and
stick to the
Community
plan.
Board 7, how do they sit with all of this?
Yeah. And remember, Community Board 7 approved the plan, too.
They approved the 41 family homes.
Moving on.
52.
52.
Okay, because I just thought I just heard you say 40 something.
The real Ed Brunstein wants to say it.
Okay,
Thank you, Mike. And I think it's clear. Everybody from the community board to the local elected officials is in agreement that this should only be 52 single-family homes. We saw when they tried to put a high school over here, this area just doesn't have the infrastructure to handle more than what was approved in the years past. So I'm here to let you know that I'm going to stand with my colleagues here. We're going to do everything in our power to make sure all the powers that be understand that there was an agreed plan, and we're not going to accept anything but the agreed plan. We don't want to hear someone giving a long shot idea and then we'll accept a half loaf.
If Community Board 7 says to them that it's okay, where do you guys sit in all of that? Do they overstep you? Are they allowed to overstep you?
Community Board 7 is an advisory.
That's all. That's what I needed to know. Educate.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. And the way these things work is if it's half and half kind of thing, it's different than when everybody is unified against a plan. So I'm here to let you know I'm going to stand with you 100% of the way. Everybody here is standing with you 100% away, 100% of the way. And we're not going to back down for anything, and I'm happy to be here, and I'll be here throughout the whole process.
Whitestone! On 3, Whitestone. 1, 2, 3, Whitestone! We have been here before, haven't we?
Yes.
We have stopped the high school.
Yes.
When Jewel Site wanted to go through this, they came back to the original plan. Edgestone wants to come away from the plan, it's not going to happen. Tony and the community board put a plan in place in 2008. Guess where it goes? My office. I am the council member for this site. They got to come through our office. Our office stands at the gates of Whitestone. And nothing is going to happen here without our support and input. We are united completely. Somebody asked me already, because it went out this week, and said, didn't they agree? Yes, the owner, the architect came into the office and said, Councilman, we relent, we give up. We're going back to the original 52 with the park. They're even talking about putting in some type of dock for the community to use. I said, that all sounds great, but we're not going away, because you could still sell it. You could still try to screw us somehow and try to flip on the deal. And Alfredo said, do we keep it going? Absolutely. You show up, because whoever comes to this site is going to see us again and say there's a plan here. And if you deviate from the plan, you got to deal with all of us. This is what a united group looks like. Your elected officials, your borough president, your civic association, your communities, your soccer teams, all together. I only leave my son's soccer game for one thing, and that's Whitestone, by the way. And I'm going back to my son's soccer game. Even for the Bayside Little League a little bit. So that's the update. And we also brought up the sale is pending for the 22nd, because that was a foreclosure, remember? So the foreclosure closing for the Jewel site is for the 22nd. The financing's in place. That owner called up and said he's going forward with the sale on the 22nd. Could he sell it? That's why he said, of course he can. I mean, it's America. Does he want to sell it? Can't blame somebody who wants to sell it. Whoever wants to sell it, though, we're going to keep them pinned to this. All right, and that's what this is all about. So a big hand to Alfredo and We Love Whitestone. Big hand to Kim Cody and the Greater Whitestone taxpayers. And a big hand to everybody here. God bless everyone. Make the sauce. It's Sunday.
Two more things.
After the Sunday.
Paul Graziano can clear up some of the land use questions. Paul, do you mind saying a couple of words? And then before we leave, guys, before we leave, we need to stand here and we need to scream and yell, stick to the plan, no deals for the camera, so that's going to be their lead into the story, okay? So as loud as you can, as mean as you can, after Paul is done. Let's be nice to Paul first.
So this site, one thing you got to all understand is that when the approvals were made, so hopefully this is going to clear up some of the issues, when the approvals were made in 2008, a special permit was given for this property. Now, this property was contaminated, okay, and the initial plan, I believe, that came to you was 130 units, 140 units.
The original plan was 400.
There you go. So it was a very big plan, and again, the agreement was for 52 single-family homes, a 3+ acre park, and other things that went with the project. It's what's called a large-scale residential development. It's very specific. I don't want to get too archaic about it, but what happens is when something gets approved like this, it gets approved under that plan. That plan cannot be altered. So even though it's a multifamily zone, it has to be approved the way that it was approved with the 52 homes. The special permit expired on October 29, 2013. However, it can be renewed for another 2 3-year terms. They have to put a shovel in the ground within 10 years of the approval of the special permit. So that brings us to 2018. If they want to go and do anything else, they have to start the process from scratch. That means going through the entire ULURP process, the Uniform Land Use Review Procedure process. So for these guys to show a 200-unit proposal and just say, oh, we're going to do this because it's too expensive for us to do it the other way, which is nonsense, is nonsense. And let's not forget, these guys are the same people who contaminated their own property. So I wouldn't trust anything that they say. And if it does get sold...
I'm sorry.
Yeah?
Who contaminated the site?
The owners.
Bayrock.
No.
Yes.
No. Edgestone contaminated their own...
contaminate the site. Well, I'm the architect for the site. Okay, my name is Joe Sal Candela.
Yeah, Joe.
Okay?
Edgestone...
Bayrock contaminated the site. It's not even a contaminated site, it's an uncontrolled fill. I want you to use the right words.
Okay.
Now,
Uncontrolled fill was
uncontrolled
done by
fill.
the current
Now, hold on,
owner.
come out a second. So, start with Bayrock. Okay?
We're not having a cross
This
meeting.
isn't your press conference.
Okay, thank you. So just tell the truth.
The truth is that the owners have a DEC consent order to clean up this site because they contaminated it after it was cleaned up. That is the truth. Whether it's uncontrolled fill or contamination, it's still a problem. So, as I said, I wouldn't trust the owners about anything.
I
about
agree
this.
with you 100%.
The other thing I'll just say, The other thing I'll just say is, in terms of the Jewel site, the owner said, oh, I may sell it. Well, this is a perfect time for the city to come in and purchase this as a park, which is what everybody wanted in the first place. And there is money available for that. That's all I have to say.
Okay. Ready? Ready? All right, you guys ready? Hold up those signs. No deals, stick to the plan. 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 No deals.
Unconditional surrender. No deal. Unconditional surrender.
Anybody would like to talk to me?
We'll smash them without armor.